As you find yourself settling, fluffing around little bony spaces or tight places, acknowledging parts of the body calling out for support. A word that comes to mind for me today is resilience. I think resilience can sometimes be misappropriated, because the resilience I want to call in is the experience of strength, the cultivation of strength, fortitude, and stamina that arises when we rest, when we create space. It's a paradox of sorts. That in order to be able to show up in our strongest forms, we must rest. We must lay down the bundle. We must create space. And that's even a paradox of the five elemental structure itself, that we think, with our very tired thinking minds, that the most substanceful part of us is the earth, water, fire, air. But actually, what takes up the most in our being is space. It's like looking at molecular structure. We think that the, neurons and atoms and all the things floating around are what is the molecule. The molecule is mainly space between the atoms and the neurons and all the elements. So why don't we just be the space that we are? Look around the body for a little bit of space. A very spacious place is inside the mouth. When the tongue rests a little bit down and a little bit back, when the jaw relaxes to the left side and the right side, when we're not clenching any of the teeth inside the mouth, there's this cavernous space. And there's a space that then flows down the throat. And then, quite fascinating, there's space as we continue down. The esophagus, space in the stomach organ, space through the digestive tract, small intestine, large intestine. There's space in the colon. And then there's another porthole at the base of the spine, at the rectum itself. There's spaciousness in all the joints in the body. There's space in the left hip, right shoulder, left shoulder. There's space in the left knee, right ankle, left ankle. There's spaces in the joints between the toes. Big toe on the right, big toe on the left. Second toe on the left, second toe on the right. Third toe on the right, third toe on the left. Fourth toe on the left, fourth toe on the right. Little list of toes on the right, and little list of toes on the left. There's even space there. There's space in the left elbow and right elbow, in the right wrist and left wrist, and in the digits between joint spaces of hands. Left thumb, right thumb, left index, right middle, left middle finger, right fourth finger, left fifth finger, left littlest of fingers, right littlest of fingers. What about the spaciousness in the head? There's space behind the eyes, left and right. Nostrils, right and left. Ears, left and right. There's space in the little fissures in the skull itself. And then we could travel from the base of the skull to the base of the spine. Spaces in between. Spaces in between the vertebrae. And then we arrive to the spaciousness in the front part of the body, front interior pelvic bowl, spaces between organs. Spaces between organs in the abdomen, spaces in the lungs, left and right, arriving to the heart center. And here in the heart center of the body, we rest. We can feel the spacious interior of the heart, right, left, front, back. The spaciousness of this inner domain. We can also feel so much space in the whole body. What if we held those two spaces at the same time? The inner chamber of the heart. The macro spaciousness of the whole body. Can you resonate that the space that's inside the body is the same space outside the body? Can you see that? And now, can you lose the outline of the body and just see space? Sound vibrations to start calling you back, knowing that this experience of the spaciousness of life, it's actually there all the time. All all we have to do is change our spatial awareness from being on this body to being in the space itself. It's even possible to do this in an awakened state. As we return from this rest journey, a dimension to consider, only if it feels like something nourishing. It's the dimension of this identity itself. While this identity might be the source of our suffering, it is through the construct of this identity we find our liberation. Our personal liberation is connected in the interconnected web of our collective liberation. When we rest for the collective. When we rest for the ancestors, past, present, and future. The goal is to not rid ourselves of our identities. Our identities are things to be celebrated, stories to be told. The journey is a bit of a yes and. Can I be in the experience of my identity construct and be in the truth of my identity as space at the same time? And through this practice of Yoga Nidra, we cultivate the capacity to embody that. And so I call you back towards a more awakened state, if only to show up in your lives in newer, better, more efficient, more innovative ways. To now have a storehouse of resilience to draw upon for when that is the medicine that's needed. You are perfect, exactly as you are, and you are whole, and you are complete. This Yoga Nidra has found its way towards a close, and I thank you for being